Hey guys, Dr. Clayton Roach here from Adjusting Attitudes, and today I'm releasing the first video of 3 videos where we're going to be diving into what I feel is the #1 problem in our profession. Now you might be thinking it's new patients, but this one is going to surprise you. With my research, I've figured out and discovered that the average North American chiropractor actually has a retention of about 10 to 15 visits. So what does that mean? It means that you start off a new patient and that patient stays with you on average for about 10 to 15 visits. So the problem is not new patients, the problem is retention. Now I understand that you can't have a retention problem without new patients, but the key is keeping those patients, because we know that it's far cheaper to keep patients in your practice than attract new ones. And it's far less hectic to keep existing patients than to constantly be marketing for new ones. So here's the issue that I have with chiropractors only keeping their patients for that long. How many of you would want to have your reputation lie on a patient's chiropractic experience that lasted 10 to 15 visits? In other words, how many of you think that after 10 to 15 visits, your patients can have the big idea figured out about really what chiropractic care is? How many of you think that in 10 to 15 minutes you can truly create the miracle visits, the ones that have had their lives change with chiropractic care, the ones that basically say that, you saved my life? How many of you think that you can accomplish that on a regular basis between 10 to 15 visits? Now it may happen once in a while, but I'm sure you will agree that the miracle cases happen far beyond pain relief. So I'm going to dive into the 3 things that basically cause poor retention. And the first one in this video we're going to talk about is actually poor care and poor results. So #1 problem with retention is having poor care and poor results. So here's the issue with that. You need to be keeping the knife pretty sharp. And what I mean by that is you got to basically reinvest in yourself. And you got to make sure that you show up Monday morning being the best chiropractor that you can be for the patients that are showing up that day. Because your patients are paying a premium and putting their trust into your hands to have their lives changed. And that is your responsibility to show up on that day with the best hands that you could possibly lay on their spines. So you need to be careful about taking the chiropractic adjustment for granted and getting sloppy, because sloppiness in chiropractic creates sloppy results. And it creates patients that will then go out in the community and say that chiropractic didn't work. So you know what? You're not only doing the patient a disfavor, you're doing the entire chiropractic profession a disfavor. So not too long ago I had the opportunity to dip myself in cranial work. I never want to stop learning. And you want to make sure that every month, every 2 months, you want to dip yourself and be in touch with the masters of our profession. Lean shoulder to shoulder with some of the people that have figured things out and have found a way to make the spine vibrate maybe at a different level than what you are creating or doing in your practice. So whether it's cranial, whether it's learning a different technique, whether it's perfecting what you already know, you got to make sure that you're showing up. So poor care, poor results are definitely players in you having poor or great retention. So you can have all the marketing, you can have all the retention tools you want, but eventually if you're promising results at the end of a year of structural care or corrective care, and at the end of the year the results aren't there, patients are not likely to return on a regular basis and are definitely not likely to promote your services as well. So I want to make sure that you understand that. So poor care, poor results, definitely one of the reasons, one of 3 reasons why you could be having poor retention. So in the next 2 videos, we're going to divulge the next 2 things that cause chiropractic practices and chiropractors to have poor retention. Stay tuned.